What's going on? This is Jag with the Music Video Training Center, and we want to welcome you to the Learn How to Shoot a Music Video DVD. Now in this DVD, what we're going to learn is all the tools you need to do a music video from start to finish. We're going to learn 2 ways to do a storyboard for your music video. I'm also going to talk about how to get your locations and extras for free, and so much more. So with that said, let's get started. All right, now let's talk about the first most important thing that you're going to need for a music video shoot, which is a mini DV camera. Now, when it comes to mini DV cameras, there's a lot of different choices that you can choose from. Let's talk about the 2 different kinds first. The first kind is consumer. Now, consumer mini DV cameras are the kind that you can buy at Best Buy or Walmart, and they have a lot of fun functions like night shot, Sophia color. You can change the color to black and white inside the camera. Now, those go usually under $1,000. Now let's talk about prosumer cameras. Now the prosumer cameras are going to have more professional functions like shutter speed control. You can change your frame rate from 30 frames per second to 15 frames per second, or even 60 frames per second. Now a good example of a prosumer camera is a Panasonic HVX or a Canon XL2. Prosumer cameras range anywhere from about $2,000 to about $10,000 for a really good one. Now there's 2 types of cameras that you want to look for when it comes to mini DV cameras. There's CMOS and then there's CCD chips. Now in my opinion, CCD chips, if you get a 3 CCD chip camera, that's going to put out a pretty much a little bit sharper quality than if you get a CMOS camera. Now don't get me wrong, a camera with a CMOS chip does put out great quality. In fact, we're filming on a CMOS chip camera now, which is the Sony A1U. And a Canon XL2 has a 3 CCD chip. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for a mini DV camera. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is a tripod. Now when it comes to tripods, they're not all created equal. Just say you have a 5-pound camera, but your tripod only can hold a camera with the weight up of 2 pounds. Well, that's going to be a problem because it's going to wear your fluid head down, and it's not going to be as smooth down the line. It may be at first, but eventually it'll wear out. Now, another thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to tripods is that if you can spring for like a $400, $500 tripod, do so, because the cheaper tripods, their fluid heads aren't smooth. When you're doing your pans, they're not going to be smooth. You'll be able to tell a major difference. So just make sure you have a good tripod on hand. Now the next thing you're going to need are mini DV tapes. Now the mini DV tapes, of course, are going to be used for your camera. Now I like to buy in bulk because when you buy in bulk, you save just a lot of money. Now there's something else important that you want to know about your mini DV tapes. When you're using mini DV tapes, use the same brand in your camera. So just say you start off using a Sony tape. Always use that brand because it's going to keep your heads clean. It's going to make your heads last longer. If your heads go out in your camera, that can be like a $1,000 to $2,000 job depending on your camera. It's not cool. So just make sure you have a ton of mini DV tapes. Now I like to keep about maybe 10 on set. I usually go about maybe 3 or 4 in a set, but it's always better to have a lot more than not have enough. So just make sure you have some mini DV tapes on hand. Now the next thing you're going to need is a battery operated CD player. Now the CD player is going to be used to roll your playback, which we'll get into a little bit later, on the set. So when you're filming or you're recording, your artist can sync his audio up with the CD. So when editing, it's easier to sync your video up with your audio. I know that's a little crazy right now, but we'll get to it in a second, trust me. So just make sure you have a good battery operated CD player on hand, and also keep some extra batteries on hand too, because a regular music video shoot could last about 8 to 10 hours, and you're gonna run through those batteries probably within the first couple of hours. So just make sure you have some extra batteries on hand as well. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is talk about our storyboards. So now that we've got all our equipment, your client has provided a CD to you and emailed the song to you. They can email it to you in either WAV or MP3 format. It's time to listen to the song and then do our storyboard. Now when I'm doing my storyboards, I like to listen to my songs at least 50 times. Sometimes I'll come up with a great concept on the 3rd listen, but maybe on the 20th listen, I'll have an even better concept, or maybe on the 60th listen, I'll have an even better concept. And I can pick from a whole bunch of concepts and put my main concept together to submit to my client. Now, a storyboard is going to help your whole production just seem organized. On your storyboard, you're going to have your scenes drawn out, and you're going to have information like how many extras you need for each scene, what location, what props you need, and things like that. Now let's take a look at how a good storyboard is done. Now when it comes to storyboarding, you don't have to be an artist to get one done. Now I've seen a lot of music videos, great music videos done with storyboards using stick figures. So just because you're not an artist, don't let that deter you to get it done. Now your scene section, which is indicated right here, is going to be where you're going to draw your scene out. Now this is going to give you and everybody else on the set a great idea of how you're going to set your shot up. The next thing you're going to need is describe the scene in words. Now you want to be as detailed as possible when it comes to this portion. You want to put how the extra is walking or standing. You're going to put where the camera's going to be at, if it's going to be panning from left to right or right to left. Just you need to be as detailed as possible when it comes to describing your scene in words. Now you're also going to need to know which equipment you're going to need to pull your scene off, how many extras you're going to need, which scene number it is. You're going to have to put your location down and any props you need to pull that scene off. Now that's just one example of how to do a storyboard, but here's another way that's going to blow your client's mind away.
On my block with pockets full of rocks. They used to think the school was cool, but that came to a stop. The madness setting in. I know a veteran. He fought for his country, can't afford his medicine. This whole place is screwed. I hate to watch the news.
Now you see why having a good storyboard on hand is so important? Without a storyboard on your music video shoot, you can count on having extra days that you won't get paid for because you weren't organized for the shoot, and then so many other problems that if you just have a good storyboard will be avoided. All right, now that you've got your storyboard done, you've submitted it to your client and everything's good, you're ready to go, now it's time to start putting everything in place. Now what we're going to do is talk about extras, props, and locations and how not to pay for them. See, a lot of people think that when you have a music video and you're given a budget of say maybe $2,000 or $5,000, that you're going to have to spend money to pay for your extras, locations, and props, which is not the case. Let's first go into locations. Now when I see a location that I like, I go to the owner of the location or the establishment and let them know that I want to use their location for a music video shoot, but our budget is exhausted. Now what I want to do is use your location and then give you credits at the end of the music video. And also you want to let them know that you'll give them a shot in the music video. So say that your artist is walking into a club, you may want to get a low angle with the artist walking in so you can see the artist walking in as well as get the sign of the club. So that's a good way to get a location for free. Here's a scene from the Skillz music video, Crazy World. Now, remember when I said you need to be as detailed as possible when it comes to storyboarding? Well, that goes for describing your locations as well. For one of the scenes, we needed an alley. Now, we had to take into consideration whether we wanted the alley to be long, does it end in a brick wall, does it exit into a street. So when it comes to locations, you gotta know exactly what you're looking for down to a T. Also, when you're looking for locations, never go with the first one that you come across. Now, you may have one location, but a block away, there's even a more perfect location. So kind of weigh your options when it comes to locations and when you're looking, because like I said, the first one may be good, but you may find a perfect one maybe a few blocks away. Now let's get our extras together. Now these are going to be the people that's going to fill in your scenes to make it look more realistic. Now, a great way to get extras for free is just by telling someone that there's going to be a music video shoot. They're going to run and tell somebody else, and then they're going to tell somebody else, and so on and so on. Now, another great way to promote for your music video shoot is to make flyers. And to be real about it, they don't have to be fancy, but the more eye-catchy they are, the better. Your flyer is going to need to include the name of the music video shoot, the location, the start time, your name and contact info like a telephone number and email address, so if they have any questions, they can contact you directly. Giving the extras that are going to be on your music video shoot the ability to contact you directly is a great relationship building tool. So when it comes to the day of the shoot, there's not going to be anyone that's nervous, and all your shots are going to pull out nice and perfect. Next, let's decide what props you're going to need. For this scene, we needed to make our location look like a news reporter was reporting a crime scene. So to make it look official, we just had to think, how does a crime scene look? You've got your perfect location, and now your extras will come into play because we're going to need an attractive female with glasses to play our reporter. You're also going to need a microphone, an extra tripod, and a camera, and an extra to play the cameraman. Now, to really make this an official crime scene, we need yellow tape. Now, in a crime scene, the yellow tape will say crime scene. But if you can't get that, just get yellow tape that says caution, like we did. So now that we have our last extra to play a dead guy, we're going to use our yellow tape, stream it across some beams to put it in frame for when we're shooting. Now, you can get your yellow tape for a few bucks at any hardware store. Once we have everything in place, we now have a believable crime scene. You see, that's the magic of great filmmaking. Now, the viewer isn't going to know that you're using yellow caution tape because they see the reporter, the cameraman, the dead body laying behind the reporter, and the yellow tape. Because they see all that, it looks like a crime scene in their head. Remember, a great director can make any scene happen with just a little bit of imagination. Now, you see how having your props and your locations all set up and your ideas coming together? That's how you put together a good music video shoot. But we're not done yet because it's time for the day of the shoot. All right, so now that it's time for the day of the shoot, what I like to do is make a checklist of all the items that I'm gonna need, like the equipment, my props, and just anything that I'm gonna need on the film shoot, because while you're at a film shoot, having to go back no matter how far you live is just wasting time away from shooting. So just make sure you have a good checklist of everything you're gonna need to make your shoot go as smooth as possible. You wanna arrive early on set for the day of the shoot. Now, arriving early is gonna allow you to set everything up you need, like your props, and then moving anything that may obstruct your shots, especially on an outside location. Once your extras arrive, gather everyone around, let the extras know who you are and what shoot they're on, and get them all amped up and ready. It's very important to make sure that all your extras that show up get camera time. There's nothing more annoying than to be somewhere where you're not getting paid, even if it is a music video shoot, and then saying at the end, well, we're done, we don't need you anymore. Now, that's a great way to get extras to never volunteer for your music video shoot, so make sure you keep it tight. You have to let everyone know what they'll be doing and stay in constant communication with everyone. Now, the key to a great music video shoot is to keep everyone motivated to be there and to have fun at the same time. Now, if one person is having fun on the set, it's going to spread like wildfire to everybody else on the set, and it's going to turn out that your shots are going to be really, really good, and you're going to have a great production overall. People are going to talk about how professional and fun your shoot is, which is going to gain you more clients, which in turn is going to gain you more income. Now, let's set up our scene. What we did for this shot is we used a point of view shot. Our cameraman or director of photography is seeing elements of a crazy world. We needed 2 more extras to stand up against the wall, and as our cameraman entered the alley, they would walk up in frame and try to hustle the cameraman. We had another extra who provided another prop we needed, a skateboard, and since this extra provided the prop, it was free. With this extra and prop, we had him skate down our long alley. You need to be able to communicate exactly what you're looking for, how they need to be standing, the look on their face, and what they'll be doing on cue, and we'll get to cues in a second, and walk them through the entire scene step by step. Walking your extras through the scene step by step is going to give them a better understanding of how you want it filmed. All right, now it's time to start rolling, or in layman's terms, press record. Look, if you're going to walk the walk, you got to talk the talk and get your director's cues down. For example, you have all your extras and props exactly where you want them, and now it's time to start recording. So what you're going to do is yell, quiet on the set, camera rolling, roll playback, action, cut, and then it's a wrap once you're done filming. Remember, if you're gonna walk the walk, you gotta talk the talk and get your director's cues down. So now your scenes are coming to life and it's that easy. Now for each scene, I like to get about 4 to 6 takes because it's always better to have more than enough shots than not enough at all. You may have a great shot on your second take, but the perfect one came on the 6th take. But you're never gonna know if you only get one shot of each scene. Once your scenes are shot and you're happy with your takes, I like to congratulate my actors by having everyone clap it up. Now, once I'm happy with my take, what I like to do is say cut and then clap it up. And I make my whole extras, crew, and everybody clap it up for the extras. And it just gets them more motivated to even work even more harder to make my shots perfect. Now, just provides a more fun atmosphere. It gets everybody involved in the shoot. And it's just a great way to keep everybody motivated and have your shoot done. So make sure that after each take, you just make sure to yell, clap it up, and get everybody on set to clap it up for the extras that just took part in your scene. All right, now let's talk about performance scenes in a music video. Now the performance scenes is where you're gonna see the actual artist perform his song. Now when you're recording a performance scene, there's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind. This music video is Destiny from the Hillside Scramblers. Now when I'm filming my performance scenes, it's important to get 3 different takes of each verse. You're gonna get a close shot, which is gonna look like this. You're gonna take a medium shot, which is gonna look like this. And you're gonna get a far shot, which is gonna look like this. Now the reason you wanna get a close, medium, and far shot of each verse and multiple takes again is because in editing, it's gonna make your cuts look a whole lot better if you're cutting from close, medium, and far shots.
I gotta keep it real. For my people, it's my destiny. My life, my life, my life, my life. I gotta squeeze this here. In the streets, you won't get the best of me. I ain't never gonna stop. Yo, why does life have to be like this? I hang with the righteous and bang with a tight fist gripped on a handle. Samples of my product got fiends lurking the block for them teens, murking them cops, the death penalties at stake. Shake scraped off a porcelain plate to the last grain. Never make the mistake of giving my last name to a woman who blames me for all the problems in her life. I play the wheel of fortune, spinning revolvers all my life. My life is similar to a shooting range, but I'm aimed to target, and everybody's taking shots at me. I thought I found the truest love, but I'm not happy. Ask me what motivates me, I'll tell you my baby son. Now it's back to the slums, where about 80 tons of bricks create a building where I stack my chips. Clip eject and keep squeezing to the heat recoil. You disrespected, now you fertilize trees deep in the soil. I gotta keep it real.
So make sure that when you're recording your performance scenes, you're getting all those shots. Now the way that you're gonna set your performance scenes up is you're gonna do your cues, quiet on set, camera rolling, and roll playback. Now when you're rolling playback, of course, your person's gonna press play on your CD player. It's going to start the CD. Your artist is going to actually rap, and when you're recording your performance scenes, you need to actually hear the artist rapping, like in the scene that you see here from the Skills video, Don't Act Like You Don't Know featuring Freeway.
Rolling. Action.
Come, Rance, Skills, kid, come. I'ma be big like Pop with a notorious theme. All eyes on me till it was all a dream. Who you are don't faze me, my shit still amaze me. My bars, lift bars, man, they copy crazy. Cats can't faze me and most don't try, kid. All you gon' see is the back of your eyelids. Kill that he say, she say, still VA. But right now I'm on that Philadelphia freeway. Kill
What we do and why we do it is young Philly in my rhymes. The sickest flow is the truest shot. High definition, better get with the movement. Got them haters outside online with the pickets. Yeah, I'm on grind online with the business. www.freeway. At last I'm a cow with a cash new. Just go and burn them on quick. Put them burners on the blast.
yeah, you facing the boy Jason. Friday 13th, time to face the fire. And these youngers wanna act like Michael on the wire till they realize Michael just an actor on the wire. Goddamn, Freeway and dropped another one. I spit train wrecks, who trying to stand in front of one? Get chopped, get screwed, man, these dudes better move. I wouldn't play, cuz, man, we in the building. These niggas acting like,
Now you see how you can hear the background music and the artist rapping? If they lip sync the song, it's just not going to turn out good. So you need to actually hear the artist rapping the song. It's going to give you more realistic and better takes when it comes to performance scenes. There you have it, everything you need to pull off a hot music video. Now what we're going to do now is look at some good examples of some music videos that I've done, so you can get an idea of how they're shot using everything that we talked about in the Learn How to Shoot a Music Video DVD. Now the first music video is going to be Skillz Crazy World. Now even though there aren't any performance scenes in this music video, you'll see how we use B-roll shots to complete the whole music video. Now B-roll shots are going to be the shots where your artists aren't seen. Now the next music video we're going to use is Destiny. Now this music video has performance scenes and B-roll shots. So let's take a look at both of them so you can see how taking everything you've learned, putting them together and making a hot music video.
Been to town, you thought you'd lose your mind. The world is crazy, but trust me, that's how it's designed. This country's blowing up, the gas going up, the Million Man March is ain't showing up, man. What the f is happening? Where's the action? The richest country in the world seem like we always lacking. Somebody call Oprah, tell her I'm coming over. You got the money, honey, won't you spend it where you're supposed to? Don't bring no babies here, it's too shady here. Yeah, it's easy living, but it's kinda crazy here.
It's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world.
Yeah. Hey, this youngin's on my block with pockets full of rocks. They used to think the school was cool, but that came to a stop. The madness setting in. I know a veteran. He fought for his country, can't afford his medicine. Dang, this whole place is screwed. I hate to watch the news. I used to rap, but now I think I should sing the blues. Does anybody care? Is everybody weird? The internet's not even real, and you ain't safe in there. I know a baby, she about to have a baby. So I've been thinking lately, is this whole place crazy?
It's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world, it's a crazy world.
Stop, look, listen.
I gotta keep it real. For my people, it's my destiny.
My life, my life, my life, my life.
I gotta squeeze this here in the streets. You won't get the best of me. I ain't never gonna stop. Yo, why does life have to be like this? I hang with the righteous and bang with a tight fist gripped on a handle. Samples of my product got fiends lurking the block for them teens, murking them cops for death penalties at stake. Shake scraped off a porcelain plate to the last grain. Never make the mistake of giving my last name to a woman who blames me for all the problems in her life. I play the wheel of fortune, spinning revolvers all my life. My life is similar to a shooting range, but I'm aimed to target, and everybody's taking shots at me. I thought I found the truest love, but I'm not happy. Ask me what motivates me, I'll tell you my baby son. Now it's back to the slums, where about 80 tons of bricks create a building where I stack my chips. Clips eject and keep squeezing to the heat recoil you. You disrespected, now you fertilize trees deep in the soil. I gotta keep it real. For my people, it's my destiny.
My life, my life, my life, my life.
I gotta squeeze this here in the streets. You won't get the best of me. I ain't never gonna stop, never.
Still in the same struggle, many pieces to make a bundles like a jungle. Make me wonder sometimes, still gotta hustle on my grind. See some furious eyes, so I went blind. In the midst of the sunlight, it's like I'm stuck in the times. Hope for better days, gotta get mines, get out this cage. Full of rage on my life, now I express it on stage. Release the tension over mics, and the whole first page. My deepest feelings hide inside, but always show up on my face. A young youth behind the gaze, now I'm growing at a fast pace. As I notice it unfolded, them years start to age. Reality, it hit you like a handheld grenade. Give thanks to my earth, she knew when she made official birth for her first son. Young gun, 38 special. For my daughter now, I gotta think before I use the pistol. Raise the temple with today's plan. For tomorrow's issues, wanna see me in the can, I'm too righteous in the mention.
I gotta keep it real. For my people, it's my destiny.
My life, my life, my life, my life.
I gotta squeeze this here in the streets. You won't get the best of me. I ain't never gonna stop. Yeah, never. You're never gonna make it in this rap game. My baby mama cries out as I'm diving in the crack game. Swimming in that change, strapped with the thing. Backstroked into the flames of corruption. I'm sucked in the whirlpool of gun buzzing and drug hustling. Not for nothing, I need a lifeguard to save me from drowning. I'm down with men, murderers who murder murderers and serve customers with that all-night service. Purchase burners at retail. I'm trying to balance the scale. The streets say the frail shall be conquered by the brolic, hypnotic, and Hennessy. Got my brains in a frenzy and selling cocaine, my destiny or the best of me. Secret recipes for my music. I create thunder that shatters the frame on your A2 Hummer. I'm a gunner at heart, it's in my blood. I live it up. If I could trade this crime life for the music, I give it up. But I gotta keep it real. For my people, it's my